Last week we talked about the level design of BioShock, and I made a very audacious claim that BioShock 1 and 2 wouldn't be the games that they are unless they were inside of this Art Deco universe. Let's see what you had to say. Mega Rivera said that this episode bolstered her love of BioShock even more. I'm totally with you. I love the first two BioShocks, BioShock 1 and 2. I have a deep sentimental attachment to them. They sort of opened up my eyes to what I thought video games could be, which is really, really cool, and apparently you feel the same way. Anyway, thanks so much for the comment. Jordan Little said that he really, really likes these period pieces, and it kind of makes me wonder why there aren't more shooters kind of like set in sort of different time periods, you know, as opposed to like fantasy universes or I don't know, more contemporary, modern universes. Like, there are all these different moments in architectural history that are ripe for exploration. And you see this with the popularity of shows like Mad Men or Downton Abbey, for example, that people are really interested in exploring different parts of history in new ways. And games, I feel like, often are missing out on some of these opportunities to do something unique, especially when it yields such amazing dividends like it does for BioShock. So anyway, I'm with you, Jordan, and I hope that more game designers start exploring these alternate architectural histories as well. LitCrit and a couple others of you asked about my thoughts on BioShock Infinite, the third and ultimately final game in the BioShock series. In large part because BioShock 1 and 2 are set in this Art Deco universe, and BioShock Infinite is set in what's called the Beaux Arts style, or beautiful city style, which was typified in the 1893 Columbian Exposition, or so I'm told. So it's a really interesting open question because we only have the game that is BioShock Infinite rather than the game that could have been BioShock Infinite. One thing I think that is apparent, at least this is the argument I was trying to make in the episode, is that good level design along with art direction should work in tandem with what the game is actually doing. And so there's this question, I think, with the first two BioShock games is whether or not they sort of stumbled into sort of this amazing convergence between having an architectural style that's interesting and unique and having gameplay that matches and it becomes stronger because of the architectural setting. BioShock Infinite is an outlier, so a lot of things stayed exactly the same in terms of what it is that you do in the game, which does raise this really interesting question. Maybe it shouldn't have been a shooter at all. That was maybe my sort of sense. Maybe it could have been a totally different game that mechanically was more aligned with the style that they had picked for BioShock Infinite, but I guess we'll never know. GastonAsston says that what I'm describing is not level design, it's actually atmosphere. So here's the thing, level design is a lot of different things. So it includes atmosphere and also includes laying down the map, as you mentioned in the episode, but it might also include laying down different other types of architectural elements to guide players to where they want to go. It can include sound as well. It's a catch-all for a lot of different aspects of design, but ultimately its goal is to help get you through a particular place from point A to point B and hopefully have some fun along the way. I also recommended to you specifically in the comments Christopher Totten's book on architectural approach to level design, to which you responded that Christopher Totten hadn't made any famous games, ergo we should just dismiss anything that Professor Totten has to say. It's kind of like saying I just shouldn't host game show because I haven't made any games that you've heard of before. Look, you can be really intelligent and talk about something and not necessarily be someone who is creating something as well. In fact, criticism and creation are often two different practices with their own unique benefits and pitfalls as well. So if you're saying that we can only ever read or listen to people who've done something famous, then there's going to be a lot fewer things than out there. They're going to be out there. You should check out Christopher Totten's book, or at the very least, you can check out some of his writing on Gama Sutra if you don't feel like shelling out for that. But yeah, thanks for the comment. Ethan Cam wisely suggested that I should have ended the episode with "Would you kindly subscribe," which would have been a very smart BioShock joke and a way to get more subscribers. But I didn't. That moment has passed, and I guess now I'll never get to 1 million subs. Oh well, thanks for pointing that out, Ethan. Thanks.